And oftentimes, when I step out of my own discernment, my own inner authority, and I seek for outer validation in what I already know or what I'm already doing, even in the most beautiful bid for connection, I am looking for somebody else to validate me or confirm something that I'm looking into or feeling into. And then I don't get that from them. And in turn, they actually end up just presenting me with this horrible stack of, yeah, well, look at all of this shit instead. And it's like, oh my gosh. And, you fall into this introspective just gunk. And it's like, oh, but they saw this and they saw that and they said this about me and my choices. And then suddenly you step back again, you take that deep breath, you come back to your heart center, and you say, well, that's them, that's their perception, that's their world, and their beliefs being projected onto me and my existence. How does that resonate with me? What part of that do I want to accept as my truth? What part of that do I want to allow into my sphere to then project out onto my reality? And it can be a really beautiful practice of discernment because somebody will present you with, look at that, look at that part of you. Well, what about that? What about that with my programming? Just all over it. And you can take it and you can be like, oh my God, I gotta change, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And or, depending, if what they are projecting onto you is actually from your authenticity and is actually in alignment with your personal reality, sometimes their judgment and their perception can actually be used as a really beautiful launching pad further into your authenticity of your personal path. Because sometimes that person being like, oh, well, look at that part of you. And you being like, oh my God. And then you look at that part of you and you're like, well, actually, that's a part of me that I've worked really hard to cultivate and to be able to authentically express. And just because it does not bid well with someone else doesn't mean that it's not my authentic truth and still the path that I want to be on. And so at times when somebody presents you with a certain perception of you from them, it can feel crazy and detrimental. Other times it can feel that way and then still be cemented into you as, no, this is me and I love that part of me and I'm going to work even harder. I'm going to relax even softer into that part of me. It's just because you see it as something negative, or just because you see it from your own lens with your perspective, and you wouldn't live it for your life, doesn't mean I shouldn't for mine. We're each on our own separate journeys. And the beauty in the authentic expression and the discernment to know when someone is projecting and mirroring and what reflections are smudged and cracked where, and where I want my authenticity to shine out of my cracks is my choice. And that is fucking beautiful. To know that somebody can present me with something that for a week or two will just crash down my reality, crash down my personal perception of everything that I've built and the woman that I've become and the mother that I've become. And then within a couple weeks' time, it becomes that fuel. It becomes that reminder of why I am who I am, why I put so much effort into creating the life that I'm creating for myself and my children. And I am so fucking proud of the life that I'm creating for myself and my children. And just because someone else's perception of it does not match my reality, that's beautiful. It's empowering. It is so empowering to know that my path is not for everyone. It is so empowering to know that I have the discernment and the power and the authenticity to lead and live a life that many people won't even dare, can't even fathom, and that they'll judge me for it and they'll project onto me, and their perception will be completely different. And that's beautiful. That's great. That's the point of this existence, is we are all learning through such a wide array of experiences. And to get the opportunity to ground so much deeper into who I am because of someone else's perception and projections and reflections. It's always all of it. Such a beautiful opportunity. Such a beautiful opportunity to have my will and my why questioned so deeply, challenged so deeply, and for that to be used as fuel for why I'm still doing any of it. Use your discernment. Not all the advice that you get from people is going to fit your life. And that's why your greatest authority is going to be that inner knowledge, that wisdom that comes when you sit in that silence. Because anytime that we are reaching outside of us, we are just looking for that validation. And as beautiful as that can be, it is also going to be clouded with the other person's experiences and programs and perceptions. I love you.